Greeting from the Institute of Global Professionals (IGP). Greetings from the Institute of Global Professionals (IGP). Thank you all for joining us and staying with us till the end. Honorable knowledge seekers, today I am your host for the afternoon. My name is Janatul Huria. I am from Bangladesh. Dear knowledge seekers, I am proud to be associated with IGP. IGP, a pure non-profit non-profit organization, is a social and ISO certified international educational and training institute. In the last 3 years, we have already served 35 million knowledge seekers from 100 plus countries. IGP is internationally recognized and globally accredited. We are connected to more than 450 plus professions and 400 4,500 organizations. Institute of Global Professionals (IGP) and IOC 9001 and 2015 and 10,002 2018 is the training facility for skill development, which was founded in 2020 and is generating competent candidates to meet demand in the global labor marketing by providing professional qualifications. The Institute of Global Professionals is an educational institute that provides social work globally recognized and reputable. We serve students and community resources, providing holistic social work and education. We believe that it's not effective to increase one's skill just by acquiring formal education. So we provide effective training and consultation to generate proficient generations all over the world. We distribute our services locally, nationally, and internationally to students, job seekers, job holders, and also for learners through respective campus locations and distance learning platforms. We are an occupational and dependable institution. IGP is one of the famous online institutes from all over the world. Our vision is education is not a business product, it is a part of human rights. Based on our vision, we are trying to reach all corners of the world for free webinars, seminars, courses, awards, quiz competitions, mentoring, and counseling, etc. On the other side, we are also trying to offer more than 100 premium services for like creating our portfolio website, resume, builder, cover letter, motivation letter, and word knowledge platform for gathering general knowledge which can upgrade all day. Kids learning game websites, free course converter sets, and many more. We help to employer youth to learn to meet their expectation, dreams, and become highly skilled people. We implement several training programs, webinars, and offline online courses for youth learners by professional trainers, speakers, and coaches. Our sessions are conducted by globally renowned professionals to develop all kinds of youth and to promote the education of their abilities and responsibilities. Spreading knowledge is crucial for the Institute of Global Professions. We believe that knowledge is love, light, and vision. So we try to understand the needs of today's generation. We'll serve them with good research and practiced methods. We must have a genuine concern for the learners. We represent more diversity, growth, and innovation on record. To lead a session with professionalism, passion, and integrity, IGP members are committed to offering effective best quality service and continual improvement so that individuals who seek information can improve their skill levels and value. Before we move to next, let me remind, don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. Your support is very valuable to us. Thank you. Before we move to the next, let me remind, don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. Your support is very valuable to us. Thank you. Moving to next, with your continuous support, we have already completed 1,519 webinars successfully. Wow. Moving to next, with your continuous support, we have already completed 1,519 webinars successfully. Wow. Dear IGP speakers, participants, and well-wishers, at this moment, this is a very important message for you all. We changed and designed our website www.eduigp.com. On the website, we have surprise for everyone. Hope you will be benefited. We already launched our new website where you can find all your previous activities together with lots of new features. But one strong point is that without an account or logged in, you cannot enjoy our service. So create your account for once with your proper information. Note that with your proper information, you will enjoy all features. With mismatched data, you can do anything here. Two, from now on, you have to participate in live course competition on our website. We replace Slido. You have to enjoy directly on our website. Now you can check all our previous webinars with verified e-certificates. Now it's easier and time oriented because after the session we will not provide you with any code for certification. You have to take part in one exam. After that, if you pass, you will receive your certificates, otherwise not. But you can take part in an exam unlimited till you pass. If you are an IGP speaker, you can download all your previous certificates. If you are a host of IGP, you can download download your certificate of gratitude. If you are an online quiz competition winner, you can download your certificate of participation. If you are selected for a lifetime membership, then you can download a certificate of lifetime membership easily. Besides this, if you are participating in any or award function which organize combined support with IGB, you can download them also. You can instantly prepare and download 18 types of instant certificate from our website within a minute. Certificate of Global Professional Membership, Certificate of Global Influencer during the pandemic, Certificate of Active Knowledge Seeker, Certificate of Social Activities during the pandemic, Certificate of Achievement IGP Knowledge Seeking Campaign to 2020, Certificate of Achievement IGP Knowledge Seeking Campaign 2021, Certificate of Achievement IGP Knowledge Seeking Campaign 2022. Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 1 Authentic Assessment in Teaching Learning, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 2 Teaching English as a Foreign Language and Assessment, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 3 Digital Classroom Engagement Tool, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 4 The New Trends in Education, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 5 Upskilling Organizational Leadership and Managerial Skills, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 6 Trends and Innovation in Mathematics Education, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 7 Research a Comprehensive Approach, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 8 Art in Teaching, a Special Program in the Arts. Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 9 21st Century Tools in Teaching Mathematics, Certificate of IGB Corporate Ambassador, Certificate of IGB Campus Institute, which you can prepare and download within minutes. From now on, you can participate in 1000 international level quizzes with a benefit A certificates. Teaching tips for teachers, health tips for parents, health tips for teens, gamification tools for teachers. You can join IGP Learning. You can check out our 500 plus premium services website for free and many more. Dear IGP evaluations, we promised previously, but lack of technical issues, we are late sending you on time. This is a great opportunity to collect your previous credentials. We solved all issues from our website. Now you can enroll, reset password, and everything. You can check your dashboard for all webinar detail. It is cordial request to you. Check all the buttons and pages on our website. Surely I can say you will be benefited. Thank you, but note that without an account or logged in, you cannot enjoy our service. At present, we are going to start our 1520 program name writing and publishing a research paper, and our today's speaker ma'am is Dr. Bhushan Sharma. Before I hand over to the stage to Sarah ma'am, I want to share a very little about our speaker, author, independent researcher, PhD Srimata Vaishnu Devi University, JNK, India. Now is a very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with her presentation. Now is a very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with her presentation. Hello ma'am, how are you? Hope you are doing great. Ma'am, on behalf of IGP Knowledge Seekers, want to hear from you about you ma'am. Now the stage is yours, over to you ma'am.
Thank you so much. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes ma'am.
Okay. Thank you so much. Once again, a very warm greetings to you all to our today's seminar, Writing and Publishing a Research Paper, a presentation at Institute of Global Professionals. I welcome you all. So now let me begin with my presentation and adjust my PPT. Is my PPT visible to all? I hope it's visible. Now, the learning objectives of this seminar is: what is a research paper? Why writing a research paper is important? General structure of a research paper and instructions for writing each part. Importance of literature review and finding a research gap. Selecting a topic for your research paper. Choosing an appropriate just for a while. But this one is disturbing. E- Hello, could you remove the this from below, because my PPT it's half covered, and for me it's difficult to see. Could you please remove the congratulations part, the one which is given at the bottom? I hope I am audible to you all. If possible, please remove the bottom, this congratulation and all, what's given at the bottom. If you can remove, please remove it. Okay, so once again, the learning objectives. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. Once again, I would like to repeat learning objectives of today's presentation. First of all, the knowledge about what is a research paper and why do we write a research paper, general structure of a research paper, importance of literature review, and then how you select a topic for the research paper, choosing an appropriate journal for publishing your research paper, and which journal is compatible with my research paper, writing research paper as per journal's guidelines and style of writing, then writing a cover letter to the editor of the journal if required, journal, then checklist before submitting the manuscript to journal, following journal's review process. These are the major objectives which we will be covering in today's seminar. Now let's come to what is a research paper and the importance of research paper. A research paper is an academic document that provides an argument, in-depth analysis, interpretation, conclusion, and its application regarding a particular subject matter. A research paper is one form of academic writing that follows a given format. Publication of research paper helps us to understand various issues, to create new knowledge, to share knowledge and facilitate efficient learning, to spread the truth, correct lies, stereotypical and superstitious thinking, to seek opportunities. Also, it gives us a sense of achievement to the author. Now, general structure of a research paper. It has title, abstract, introduction, literature review, research methodology, main body, conclusion, and work cited. These are the important parts of a research paper. First of all, let's have a brief introduction to all these uh, subtopics. First is the title. Title of your paper is one of the first indicators journal editors will see or readers will get to know your research and concepts. It is concise, accurate, and informative. And second is abstract. An abstract is a single paragraph between 150 to 300 words, an explicit summary of your presentation that states the problem, the objectives, the methods used, and the major results and conclusions, closing with statement of the project's implications and contributions to its field. It also follows 5 to 8 keywords which help potential readers to discover your article when conducting research using research engines. And then is introduction. An introduction is a pivotal part of article writing. And introduction not only introduces your topic and your stance on the topic, but it also contextualizes your argument in the broader academic field. Literature review If required, literature reviews aren't always needed, but often form an important part of humanities and social sciences manuscripts. Typically, a literature review discusses what is already known about the topic or the subject of your article, and it helps you to identify research gaps in the current knowledge. Literature review emphasizes the credibility of the writer in his or her field. Then, next is research methodology. Research methodology is the main research methodology. It tells the readers how the research, what methods are being used in conducting the research. And then next is main body. The main body is where your main arguments, your evidence, discussions, new findings are located. It has headings and subheadings. Each paragraph encapsulates a different notion, and there is a clear linking between each paragraph. Finally, we have conclusion, which is an interpretation of results or findings. No new concepts are to be introduced in this section. And at the last page, we have references or list of works cited that help you to do your research. And next, we have a map to publication of a research paper. We have first is choosing a journal, second writing your paper, third make your submission, navigating the peer review process, the production, and the last is choosing a journal. Definitely you have to do a wider study about your subject area. Then the prime thing before writing is you should search about journals also. Choose few journals according to your topic and research area. Next is choosing an appropriate journal. This is what is your, first of all, you should know what is your purpose of publishing. Who do you wish to read the manuscript? Accordingly, you search for journal. Where are you expected to publish? Matching the manuscript with aims and scope of the journal. Other factors considered while choosing a journal. Still, we have many. The main thing is all important journals, they have their own aims and scopes. What all research do they publish? You have to read those, and accordingly your research area, select few of the journals which you think you can publish your research to. Then other factors are also considered important, such as uh, top indexing journals. There are several journal indexing databases for the journal. Here are the top indexing. The first one is Web of Science. In this, we have Science Citation Index, SCI. Then we have SCI Expanded. Then we have Arts and Humanities Citation Index, Emerging Source Citation Index, and we have Scopus Index journals. These are highly indexed. And then again we have a long list here. Amongst this, I'm not going to read the all, and one is written in blue, UGC care list. That is for India only. We have all important journals recognized by our UGC, and in this we have various Scopus indexed very good journals also. So, and before knowing about the journal, you also need to know about its frequency of publication. Few of the journals, they take out 2 issues per year. Many take out 4 issues. Then still there are journals who take out 6 issues and even 12 issues. The more the number of frequency of publication, the more is the chance of getting your paper published, because there they can publish more number of the papers. Then before this, you also have to read authors guidelines for preparing manuscript, because each journal has its own guidelines. So you should know about those guidelines before finalizing your paper. And next is steps involved. Now the important part is, once you are thorough with your things, the important step point is how to write a paper. There are various steps involved in this, and important ones are how you select a subject, the important thing. Then you narrow down your topic. Then state the tentative objectives, or you write the thesis statement, then preliminary bibliography, what all sources you have to read. You should have a list before that. And then prepare a working outline, then start taking notes, then outline the paper, make a rough draft, edit your paper, and finally final draft comes at the end. Now after this, we'll come to a bit detail about each of these, how we go about. The important thing is select, first of all, how you select your subject, which you, in a wider sense, you can even call area. How to choose that? Choose your subject carefully, keeping in mind the amount of time you have, the length of the paper, and your intended audience, and the limits of the resources. Check in the library to make sure a reasonable amount of information is available. And the prime thing is it should be of your interest. It should interest you, because if it interests you, you can put in more efforts, you will be passionate about it, and then you can form an opinion or a viewpoint about. Then before this, scan and get information from primary and secondary sources about your subject. However, you should avoid controversial, sensational subjects that are not scholarly or too technical, or will only restate the research material. For example, okay, fine. With this, once you are thorough, you have preliminary knowledge about the subject area, then you can narrow down to your topic. The topic of the paper is what you want to say about the subject. To narrow the topic, you need to read background articles about your subject in encyclopedias, in research papers, books, electronic databases, etc. And you should have a thorough knowledge. Then at this time, do not take notes, and jot down only possible main ideas, so that you have a concept idea of the background of the subject. Once you have that, you can narrow down to your topic. Like, for example, uh, too broad, it's like you are studying about child diseases, it's too broad a topic for a research paper. You can narrow down your topic to juvenile diabetes. You are covering only, you are studying only one type of disease, that is diabetes in children. So this is how you narrow down. And the topic, important topic should have these qualities: it should be accurate, it should be specific, concise, informative, attractive, and short. Then next is you have to write a thesis statement, or the objective of your paper. Before you begin your research paper, you need to compose a thesis statement that describes the viewpoint you are going to express and support in your paper. Your thesis statement provides a controlling idea which will help you choose the resources, materials you will use, and will limit your note taking. For example, it's a thesis statement like ancient Greek culture is reflected in the lives of present day Greeks. This is the thesis statement. Controlling idea is reflected in. Now you have to study about what is reflected in the materials that describe characteristics of the ancient Grecian culture. What is reflected in ancient Grecian culture? Then simultaneously you have to study characteristics, or what is reflected in modern Grecian culture, and for any similarities between the two. So this is how we go about writing a research statement. Then note that a thesis statement must not be an indisputable fact which cannot be debated. The more the debate, the more interesting is your topic. For example, you have like thesis statement: the United States was the first nation to land on moon. So this cannot be debated. So this is not a perfect thesis statement. So thesis statement should be debatable. Then it should not be a fragment, it must express in a sentence. And then thesis statement should also, it should not be in the form of a question, or it should not be including the phrases like I think. A thesis must not contain elements that are not clearly related. And above all, it should be in a proper language. It should not be vague, not incoherent, or not figurative. Then, next is we have how to form a preliminary research. Research is required before writing a paper. Then a preliminary bibliography is a list of potential sources of information. You form a list of those potential sources, then evaluate the potential sources as you go along. Keep in mind how well they relate to your topic, how up to date they are, and how available they are. Availability is the most important. For this, you can create a bibliography in Zotero. This is a personal research assistant. It is free, it is easy to use, and a tool to help you collect, organize, annotate, cite, and share research. Then watch for well-known authors and try to determine the point of view presented in the articles and whether that sounds too technical or too simplistic. You have to read articles related to your research area. Then prepare a working outline. A working outline is important because it helps you in your note taking. As you do your research, you may find that you need to review your plan if you lack information about a topic, or you may get some good information beyond your thought. So you can review your plan in between, or have a conflicting information. So it's just a working outline. It is important things you jot down, and it will keep on changing as you proceed. Nevertheless, it provides a good starting point and is essential before you start to take notes. Begin by listing the topics you want to discuss in your paper. Then divide the items on the list into major topics and subtopics. An example of a working outline is presented below. For example, a thesis statement: ancient Grecian culture is reflected in the present day Greeks. In an outline, you can have ancient Greeks and modern Greeks, like you read about in ancient Greeks, their religious beliefs, and then religious beliefs in modern Greeks, then the family structure in both, then artistic pursuits in both. So, this is the way how to prepare a working outline and start taking notes. Next step is, after you have gathered your materials and prepare a working outline, you can start to take notes. Each note card should also include the title. Wherever you maintain notes, you maintain the source of information and the page number to use later for footnoting. Like if you're consulting some book, to write the title of the book and page number. If it is a research paper, then again brief information, title, and then journal, volume, details about that journal. Each note should relate in some way to one of the topics on your working outline. You may or may not include, but if it is related, if you feel that can be helpful to me to go on jotting the important points. For example, we have a sample here from book. If somebody's making a note from the book The Living Wilderness, it is in spring, and publishing year is 1970. Then related, you can have a title of your notes like unforeseen detrimental effects. Then it is unforeseen detrimental effects. It is your subtopic, and from the book what you are gathering, collecting is ecological and its implications. That is the topic given in the book, which in the book The Living Wilderness, which can be helpful to you. So you have jotted down the topic from the book, ecological and its implications. Then you have jotted down the name of the book, Living Wilderness. No need to completely full title, but even in short form, Living Wilderness, then spring, then its publication 1970, and page number is important, 31. But while making notes, what I used to do is, even I used to, because that was helpful for me, to write paragraph even to line, because that will save time at the end. So after taking notes, you outline the paper. Again, the outline, the paper, that doesn't mean it's full and final paper. uh, it's, you are just writing, and the main focus should be on content of the paper. How you are collecting, again, it's again a collection of the material, writing down of the material. The final outline is similar to the working outline, but is more complex, with each topic being divided into several subtopics. So in this, for example, one of the topics from our sample working outline might be subdivided like this. Like, you have religious beliefs of ancient Greeks, if you are collecting material on that. So what all religious beliefs, what all subtopics you can have under this? Like, you can have what kind of ceremonies did they perform. Then second subtopic can be what feelings about their death, because death and birth, that is something very much related to religion. Then what all deities do they have? So these are the subtopics that you can cover in outline, while writing outline the paper. Your final outline also should reflect the organizational format you have chosen for your paper. This will depend on the topic of your paper, your thesis statement, author's guidelines given in the select journal. Now, here it comes that how your journal wants you to write your paper, whether your headings are in bold. Some of the journals say that your headings, all your headings should be in bold, and your subheadings should be in bold but italicized. So, all these things you have to follow while writing your paper. Then write the rough draft. After the outline, in outline, there wasn't much stress on complete sentence construction and language. Now, while writing the rough draft, here you will compose full and final sentences and language, though you may not be giving stress on minor punctuations or spellings. uh, After completing your final outline, you can begin to write your rough draft. It is important to remember that this rough draft will be revised. So, therefore, at this time, you do not need too much about spelling and punctuation. Instead, you should concentrate on content of the paper, following your outline and expanding the ideas in it with information from your notes. Your paper consists of three parts, mainly three parts: the introduction, research methodology, the body of the paper, and conclusion. Though while writing this, even you can skip, while preparing the rough draft, you can even skip research methodology, because that, you know, that you have decided that's only one or two pages details how you are conducting your research. While preparing the rough draft, the important portions are introduction, the body of the paper, and conclusion. Introduction should be short and interesting. Paragraph 1, what we know. Paragraph 2, what we don't know. Paragraph 3, why we did the study. This is the introduction. The introduction should state the thesis, summarize the main idea of the paper, and capture the reader's interest. Then, brief about research methodology. Research methodology, primarily, it can have a mixed approach, qualitative or quantitative. Quantitative research deals with numbers and statistics, allows to measure variables and test hypotheses. Example, numerical survey, website data, etc. And qualitative research deals with words and meanings, explores concepts and experiences. So after this, we have uh, body or discussion about the paper. That is, what did you find, what it means, interpret and explain, why are your findings important, link your findings to prior research, and highlight what is new, strength and limitations, and organize the sections according to results presentation. This is all you need to you will be discussing in your paper writing. And finally, we have conclusion. Conclusion should summarize your findings and restate the thesis. And remember, no new concepts are to be introduced in this section. And finally, you edit your paper. How to edit is read, reread, and revise. Sometimes, at least while writing a paper, I revise 5 6 times. I rewrite, then reread, then revise, then rewrite. So it depends upon you how much time and how much revisions you require. Then in this, pay particular attention to content and organization of the paper. Once again, each and everything minor editing you need to do regarding content and organization, whether you have written your subheadings, headings properly. And then next important thing you need to know is, does each paragraph has a topic sentence? When you write body of the paper, each paragraph has its own important point, that is called a topic sentence. Does it have, like in each paragraph you describe and discuss a new idea, a different idea? Then is each idea supported by the evidence? You have to see, are there clear transitions from one section to another, from your words to quotations? It should not be like your first paragraph it's all about something, let's say about a topic, and the next paragraph it's totally new, there is no continuity. It should not be like this. While reading, there should be a free flow, like a narrative from one paragraph to another, that catches interest of the reader and improves understanding also. Are there clear transitions to indicate to the reader when one idea is ending and another one is beginning? So this is important thing which you need to take care of while editing your paper. Sometimes you may need to place or revise your paragraph. Sometimes you feel this point is making more sense here, you can pick up that paragraph and place where it makes more sense or clarity. And next is write the final draft. The final draft of your paper should be typed, and it must include, though nowadays even the rough drafts we prefer to type on lab computers itself. Otherwise you can do handwritten also. But if you do on laptop directly, so in your final draft you can copy and paste the your written. But it's again, there should be a paraphrasing, nothing written copy pasted from internet without its citation. That is important, I'll be coming to that also. Now, the final draft on your paper should be typed and must include citations and a bibliography. Some paper might require a title page depending upon the formatting of the paper. Now, footnotes, you have to give footnotes, which are very important. Again, this depends upon the matter of the style. You can check with your instructor or format or the prescribed format of the journal. Though a footnote is indicated by an Arabic numeral raised half space above the line, uh, footnotes may be arranged in numerical order at the bottom of the page on which they appear, or a separate page. So you have at the bottom of your page, it's whichever word you want to provide a note, you write 1 2 3 4 accordingly. it's labeled in the body of the text also. Now, the bibliography is simply a list of your sources. How it is arranged, that depends again on formatting style. For example, here we have uh, a reference of Patricia Hill Collins' book, Black Feminist Thought, Knowledge, Consciousness, and the Politics of Empowerment by Boston, Unwin Hyman, 1990. Here in MLA style, how you write name of the author, then how you write name of the book. In MLAC, it's written all in capital, but in all the styles the name of the book is italicized. But in APA you see around that even the main words are not beginning with capital. That is for APA. In MLA and Chicago, all main words are beginning with a capital, and the name of the title of the book is italicized. In MLA and Chicago, you have printing year that comes at the end, whereas in APA, it comes direct after author's names. So you have to pay careful attention to all these things, where to put comma, where to put dot, and where to capitalize or keep it small. Just pay attention to all these minor details which are very very important in writing your paper. And how, what to do before you submit. Final thing is, once you are thorough with your paper, you have written, still before you submit you have a checklist. Check your manuscript for grammar editing. If there is any mistake of comma, or some words are repeated, or proper space is there between words, all these things you need to look carefully. Then language quality you have to check once again. Then make sure it meets the style guidelines in the instructions for authors that is given in the journal. Like you have to meet to the word limit given to you. Some journals, they have 500 5000 words. Some they ask for even 7000, 8000 words. If they have asked for 7000 words, if your word limit the of your paper, it's less, let's say 6000, they will reject on that also. So you have to abide by the given word limit. Then you have to check your language clarity once again. Then format requirements of your journal you have chosen to submit you. Once again check for formatting of the paper. Formatting is what how the title is written, in which font they have asked for, and the font for the body of the paper they have asked for. Some journals they prefer 12 font, but many journal they ask for 11. And then you have to be you have to give margins around your paper as per the journal's requirement. And where to write pagination, that is also as per their requirement. So before submitting, check these minor details. Now once you have submitted, it's good enough, we are quite satisfied, we have done a lot of labor. But when we submit, there is some criteria from editors' sides. Let's talk about what criteria are the editors looking for. They themselves look for journal's aims and scope. They will check. In fact, the editor will check whether your paper they meet their aims and scope or not. Then they will check whether it is original or it is copied. Then they will check their space availability. Then they will check if they have a space, some special issues or even some issues they have a specific number of papers they will be publishing, like 8 papers or 10 papers. If they don't have space, so then definitely they will ask you to wait if it is a good one, or they may reject. And then that depends again on the competition. For example, you have submitted a paper on Dalit literature. If there are 5 more papers on the same topic, so there is a competition, they will select the best one. Then they will check whether it require editorial work, or are there any fatal flaws. On these basis they will select your paper. Now, possible outcomes after manuscript submission, though it looks a bit tedious for the freshers, but once you have mastered this skill, it's very easy. Then you will develop a passion about writing a paper. It's only difficult till you have mastered these skills. Then possible outcomes after manuscript submission. It's first of all, it can be, though very rare cases, it can be rejected by the editor, not considered for review. If you have not followed these steps, the editor can reject it directly. Second thing what can happen is, your paper can pass editor's screening, then it is sent for peer review. Then once it's sent for peer review, the reviewer can accept your paper for publication as it is, if it is very good one. Second is, it can be accepted. The reviewer comments can ask you to revise your paper for minor revisions, or it can be asked for major revisions, or it can be unacceptable. That means it can be rejected, not acceptable at any cost. So first is, even listening to this may be bit discouraging to many, like after putting so much of labor, if your paper does not pass the screening test, or uh, does not qualify reviewers test also, then how to handle reviewers comments? Don't be discouraged, be calm and objective. And second thing is, deconstruct on reviewers comments. Even if you have lot many comments, then also deconstruct those, and then work accordingly. Begin with the easy changes first, what you are confident enough, easy to, then you will be left with lesser number of comments. Then respond to each and every comment of the reviewer and work accordingly. Be polite even if you disagree, and explain why you disagrre. It's not necessary you agree to all the reviewers comments. Still you can have your own opinions. If you think no, your this body or whatever statement or explanation you have given, if you want to stick to that, be polite and give explanation, so that they can understand your perspective. And last is important, if though even if your paper is completely rejected, don't take it personally. It's not, some papers say we reject papers, not the authors. That means even if your paper is rejected, you have learned a lot. Try to understand why the paper has been rejected. Evaluate honestly, will your paper meet the journal's requirements with the addition of more data, or is another journal more appropriate? But remember, don't resubmit elsewhere without significant revisions, addressing the reasons for rejection, and checking the new guides for authors. And last, but the most important thing is, till now we all have realized one important thing, that for research, or the research thrives on 4 P's. What I have realized personally, it's 4 P's is, you have to have a pace, you have to have a patience, you have to have a perseverance, and a passion for this. Once you master skill, you develop a passion. Or if you have a passion, you will definitely master these skills. So continue your work, revise and resubmit the manuscript to some other select journal. And before to end up this seminar, I would like to introduce you few of the tools are there for research. For example, top 5 plagiarism checker softwares. If you have plagiarism, if you have not checked for plagiarism, even it can be directly rejected, even if it is very well written, very well formatted. But if it shows plagiarism, that can be directly, and I've seen so many cases where the papers have been rejected. So before submitting, best is to check for plagiarism. And these are the tools like Grammarly Business, Turnitin, Quaytest, Plagiarism Check Org, or Unicheck. These are the tools for checking your plagiarism. Then you can maintain notes, or while writing your paper, you can use Evernote, and something stay focused. And to edit, you can use Hemingway editor. And thesaurus you can have, where you are paraphrasing and you are using better options, better words. different synonyms you can choose from here, because each and every word you should be careful. Either you should cite them, or if not citing, you paraphrase them. And paraphrasing is widely accepted, but again, paraphrasing that should not show plagiarism anywhere. Even if it is an idea, cite it. And if it is something very normal, you can say, so you can use synonyms. Using this, you can get help from thesaurus. And finally, we have Grammarly, where you can check for your spellings and in-depth grammar. And Grammarly also, it provides Grammarly Business tool for plagiarism. So with this, I wish you all a good luck. And if you work properly, I'm sure your paper at least won't be rejected by the editor at the screening. And definitely, and if you get reviews, don't be happy that somebody has reviewed your paper. You have got a chance to correct yourself, to improve yourself. The more comments you get, the more work you can, and your research will improve. Good luck to you all. With this, I end up my presentation. With this, I end up.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your rich content presentation which can impact our knowledge seekers surely. After your presentation, I hope our knowledge seeker can learn something new, which was our only intention. Learn and grow together IGP knowledge seeker. Once again, thank you so much, ma'am, for your presentation. Now, ma'am, it's time for our question answer session, which is the one more valuable part of our regular webinar. Honorable ma'am, please stay with us. After a short video, we will back in our session part 2, which is the question answer part. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition.
Excuse me, could it be that these question answers can be emailed to you? I can answer them later on, because I had time constraint. Could it be that you can pass me on, or one or two questions which I can have right now?
Okay, ma'am. Then after the video, we will start immediately the question answer session.
Okay.
Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have an webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Our first question is from Treasuring. Which method is preferred by the publisher? Quantity, quality, or mixed?
Uh, First of all, thank you for putting me the question. Regarding the publisher, publisher here is the journal, right? And journal here is again, there is no fixed method. Different journals, they prefer research paper, and how you are doing your research, that depends upon you. Method is chosen by you. How you are writing your paper, the method is upon you to decide. They will not select your paper on your methods, right? They will select on your topics, on your field, on your subject, whether your subject that matches with their aims and scope. For example, there are few journals which publish paper regarding only feminism, only women studies. So there, if you send another paper which is not related, that will be rejected. They will not see your methods. Once again, I would like to repeat, journals, they see your area, not your method. Method is chosen by authors, how you are carrying your study. For example, if you are doing a literary study based on texts, so you have to decide what kind of methods you are using. It can be qualitative and quantitative both. For example, in my research, I had studied from books. At the same time, I had conducted interviews also. So that was mixed method. And method that depends upon writers, upon authors, how you are carrying. It's journals are not, publishers are not concerned with that. I hope it's clear.
Thank you so
I
much,
hope.
ma'am, for your answer. My next question is from Facebook user. What is the difference between applied and action research? For some technical problem, we cannot connect our speaker right now. Our website is under maintenance. We will back soon with our website. We are very sorry for that, and don't worry, you will take your certificate for all the webinars soon. Dear IGP Knowledge Seeker, it's time for our most engaging part of this webinar, which is an online quiz competition, which is our regular webinar activity. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. For some technical problem, we cannot continue our quiz from the website. So, join our quiz session. You have to go www.slido.com, and today's quiz code is 5376295. After a short video, we will start our quiz session. With 22 people, we are going to start our quiz session right now. Our first question is, a reaction paper requires thoughtful reading, research, and writing. Option 1 true, option 2 false. Option 1 is the right answer and 100% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Jima is holding the first position. Our next question is, writing a research paper takes time and determination. Option 1, apposite phrase. Option 2, Gionnard phrase. Option 2 is the right answer and 26% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Sarmait from Salvazo is holding the first position. Our next question is, there is a difference between writing a report and writing a research paper. Option 1 true, option 2 false. Option 1 is the right answer and 100% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Sarmait is holding the first position. Our fourth question is, there is a difference between writing a report and writing a research paper. Option 1 true, option 2 false.
You can say both words, but like Jaka, Bikash personal retail account,
Option 1 is the right answer and 100% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Sarmait is holding the first position. Our next question is, one Cherokee named Dash developed a writing system and began publishing her newspaper. Option 1, Haina David. Option 2, Sequoia. Option 2 is the right answer, and 57% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Sarnath is holding the first position. Our next question is, while writing a research paper, you should avoid dash, dash, and dash. Option 1, first person, third person, and contraction. Option 2, first person, second person, and contraction. Option 2 is the right answer, and 69% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Sunlight is holding the first position. Our next question is, a research paper needs creative reading and writing skill. Option 1 true, option 2 false. Option 2 is the right answer, and 7% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Sunlight is holding the first position. Our eighth question is, who among us in publishing research paper on music and analytics? Option 1, Rahul. Option 2, Bharlik.
ওনার উপরে কি জিন আসর করছে, আর জিন নাকি ওনাকে সব সত্য কথা বলে দিছে, এবং উনি
Option 1 is the right answer, and in the leaderboard, Sarnath is holding the first position. Our second last question of the afternoon session is, dash, dash, dash supported the abolition movement by writing and publishing a paper against slavery called the Liberator. Option 1, Frederick Douglass. Option 2, William Lordy Garrison. Option 2 is the right answer. 81% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Sunlight is holding the first position. Our last and final question of the afternoon session is, it's provide guidance in conducting the writing a research paper. Option 1, paper ethics. Option 2, research ethics. Option 2 is the right answer, and 100% people are right here. So congratulations to our online quiz competition winner top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result, and after that we will issue our online quiz competition certificate on our official Facebook page and group, Institute of Global Professionals. Congratulations to our online quiz competition winner top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result, and after that we will issue our online quiz competition certificate on our official Facebook page and group, Institute of Global Professionals. Congratulations to our online quiz competition winner top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result, and after that we will issue our online quiz competence certificate on our official Facebook page and group, Institute of Global Professionals. At the end of our session, we can say properly feed your skill, never stop learning, cause life never stop teaching us. Be happy and stay safe. See you again and again. We want your participation in every program. If you want to live a happy life, try to a goal, not to people or things. Albert Einstein. Before I say or hit the end like button, again wants to thank all IGP knowledge seekers for your active participation as always. See you again in the next session. Thank you.